My name is David Franklin James. I was raised in Crockett County, went to school at Coxville and Alamo, and I served in Germany and attained the rank of T3, which is technician 3rd grade. I enlisted in the reserve in 16 May of 44.
Okay.
Went on active duty on October the 17th of 44 and was sent to Memphis for physical and enlisted in Memphis. Of course, I went through all that when I enlisted in the reserve. I was also sent to Memphis at that time. And when I was in the reserve, I was sent to North Georgia Junior College. It had been a military school, and the Army had took it over to train soldiers for World War II. And I spent 3 months there till I got 18, and then I was transferred to active duty and sent to Camp Blanding, Florida. From Camp Blanding, Florida, when the Battle of the Bulge broke out, Patton requested numbers. So they loaded us up even though our training wasn't completed and sent us to Germany. Is the reason I got there before the war was over. I spent about 5 weeks on active duty before the war was over in actual battle, and really most of the war was over. It was mostly a cleanup operation, but I was in some minor skirmishes during my time in Germany. And after the war was over and peace was declared, I served in the Constabulary forces that tended to the civilians, and we done all the law and order. Germany didn't have anything at all then. And the picture I'm showing you was where I was billeted after the war was over. It's where I spent the last year that I was in Germany in this one building. It was an apartment building that the Army had took over to billet us in. That about wraps up my history. I did serve in Patton's Army and the 6th Armored Division, the 3rd Army 6th Armored Division, the 9th Infantry Battalion, Armored Infantry Battalion, by the way. And after the war, I served as Constabulary forces. My home trip, I was sent to Bremerhaven and caught a Liberty ship back to New York. And took us only about 8 or 10 days to come home. Took me 31 days going over, because we went over on a sister ship to the Queen Mary, and there was 130 ships in our convoy, and we couldn't go any faster than the slowest ship. That's my trip going over. I landed in Le Havre, France. We were one of the first ships that they had the English Channel cleared, where we could land in France, and then they could transport us across to Germany. And that about rounds up my military history.